First of all, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today, Mariji Bodhisattva. Simu, Duten Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the webcast. Our participating VIPs today are
General Chief Secretary Taiwanese Government, Mr. Zheng and Mrs. Zheng. From academia, Professor Zhu and Mrs. Zhu. From True Buddha Foundation, the Law Advisor, Lawyer Lu Wenxiang and Lawyer Zhou Huifang. From Zhongshan Affiliated Hospital, the Director, Doctor from Plastic Surgery, Mr. Zheng, Dr. Zheng. From Nantou County Council, Mr. Jian. True Buddha School, the professor groups and the medical groups, all the members. From America, Atlanta, Dr. Lin Shuhua. The President of the Taiwan Tourism Association, Miss Wu. She is also the famous performing artist, Jiao Layama. From From Taichung, Kiwanis International 43rd General Assembly Leader of District B, Ms. Tsai. From Tainan City Council, the representatives of Mr. Tsai Wangquan. Notable performing artist, Miss Wang Jingyi.
海峡石油新加坡有限公司总经理庄顺尔先生及夫人林佩佩女士。
The President of the Straits Petroleum Singapore Company, Mr. Zhuang and Mrs. Zhuang.
台湾区防空工会理事长张耀仁
From Taiwan Lotus Light Charitable Society, Mr. Zhang Yaoren.
My University same classmate 朱金水先生及夫人陈泽霞女士。 华光功德会总会长及大圆满九次第喜金刚奖励及密宗道次第广论制作人莲月上师。
The producer Havaja,
主持人
Vaja Mr. Lian Yue, and the host Dharma Sister Pei Jun.
道果圆觉君主持人莲海上师
The host, the Lamdre, and also the Sutra profession.
中天电视台顶点上新灯节目制作人
The
徐雅琪
producer
师
of the
姐
TV program Illuminating Your Heart, Rebecca Shi.
My sister 卢胜梅女士。这里感谢昆山永华机械有限公司邓秀玉师姐打斋10
We
万元。
also appreciate Dharma Sister Deng's donation of the mail from Kunshan Mainland China Machinery Company.
大家午安，大家好。
Good afternoon, everyone. How do you
大家
do?
好。你好，大家好。唔該晒。萨瓦迪卡，감사합니다。Normal, konnichiwa. And good afternoon. Selamat siang. Selamat petang. 多一句，少句。Hola, amigo. Que quiero mucho. 我们今天是做
Today,
这个麻利支天菩萨的父母。
we perform the Homa of Marici
那么麻利支
Bodhisattva.
天呢，这个法已经传过了。
And we have transmitted the Dharma practice of Marici before,
还有他的这个咒语，他的咒语。
but we can recap in her
麻
mantra.
利基所哈，这个就是麻利基，也就是
Om Marici Soha. Marici is Marici Bodhisattva.
他是跟真佛宗有签约的。
So this deity signed a contract with True Buddha School. Is the protector that is in contract with True Buddha School.
它的种子日呢，就是末字啊。
Her sixth syllable is mo.
末字。
Mo.
那么它的手印呢，这个
Which is the first syllable of Morichi. And the mudra is the same as Mahachakras. 那么它呢，这个非常的庄严。 So she's extremely magnificent, seated on a lotus cart and drawn by 7 golden pigs or boars. 3 faces, each with 3 eyes, 8 arms. And on the left, she's holding a lasso, a bow, Ashoka branch, and a thread. The right hands are holding Vajra scepter, a needle, a hook, and an arrow and a bow. Or an arrow.
那么它的这个法非常的多。
And she has many Dharma rituals or practices. So the right face is dark red, as perfect as the full autumn moon, with the supreme light, affable and looks like a young girl. And the left face is the face of a boar, ugly, wrathful, frowning, with protruding fangs, and the tongue sticking out. That's very wrathful. And the front face is the kind face, dark yellow, smiling, and the lips as red as vermilion. Courage and non-hindrance. And her Vajra name is the war god. In Greece, there was a lord of war, which is Athens, and in the east, that's Marici. So she has many Dharma practices, and they were all transmitted before. You can check from before. And there was a Dharma to become invisible, that nobody will be able to see you, and also to conquer drowsiness. Like this afternoon after lunch, you are getting sleepy, and Marici has a Dharma to avoid the drowsiness, and also to carve statues to protect you, and thread and so because he's in charge of all the planets and all the stars, so the 28 heavens, so the 36 planets of the heavens, and also the 72 celestial branches of the earth. So she's also in charge of all the planet rulers, all 64 Tai Suis, and also all the ghosts and all the spirits. So in Taoism, we call her the Doumu Xingjun, Doumu. And in Tantrayana, she's called Marici Bodhisattva. So she has many functions, and it's mentioned here. If you practice her Dharma, there are many calamities that can be eradicated. One of them is calamities due to politics, calamities due to thieves and robberies, and due to travel. When you go out or on trips, in boats, in cars, in planes, all can be avoided. Any disasters or accidents due to those can be avoided if you practice Marici. Or natural disasters like earthquake, flood, windstorm, fire can be avoided. And disaster due to weapons. Like if you go into war and the bullets aim at you, it happened to be blocked by your wallets, so you can avoid it. And also disasters due to ghosts and evil spirits. When you encounter ghosts, can be avoided by practicing this. And also due to poisons and toxins. If someone poisons you, and all of a sudden you don't feel thirsty anymore, so you don't drink it, so you avoid it. Also due to wild beasts, the poisonous snake was very timid, and the tiger seeing you just turn around and pass by you. And also due to enemies and evil people specifically is targeting you but cannot harm you, so you can avoid it even when you encounter your enemies. So there are many benefits in practicing this deity. So I remember I encountered a disaster before. Someone was trying to capture me. I asked Golden Mother, what should I do now? And Golden Mother told me, so you need to pray to two bodhisattvas. One is your own mother. So Golden Mother told me to ask my own mother, and she was an emanation of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. And second, you can ask Mariji Bodhisattva. So in front of my altar, I continually chanted Mariji Bodhisattva. And then I used her very special mudra. So the pinky is very tight against the palm, and then slightly wider and slightly wider and slightly wider. So you will form a hole. But the pinkies is shut, closed. And then I use, first I visualize myself to become a drop of light, a very small drop of light. And I enter into the center of my left palm. And then you use your right palm to close the top of your left mudra after you entered into it. And then you recite Om Maniji Soha. Then you become invisible. At that time, Bodhisattva told me to immediately leave Seattle. To go where? She told me to go to Tahiti. So from America, you fly to Hawaii, transit, and then fly for another 4 hours to Tahiti. And we know there are 3 groups of islands in the Pacific Ocean. The first island, the first group is Samoa, under US. And the second island group is Tahiti. That's a colony of friends, and then Fiji, the Fiji Islands. That's under Britain. So there are 3 island groups. And she asked me to go to Tahiti. For what? And she told me to take pictures with the pigs. And I did obey. I listened. So I flew to Hawaii, then to Tahiti, and I rented a small car. And as we entered into the wood, I really saw pigs and stuff. And then we have pictures taken with the pigs. And then after that, we went around the island and we stayed there for 7 days. And then Golden Mother told me, now you can go back to Seattle. And then transit in Seattle to go to Taiwan. And she told me to go into retreat in Taiwan. So what does this mean? You're all now befuddled. She told me to go to Tahiti first to have my picture taken with the pigs. And the pictures were published on the True Buddha News. And sure enough, I went to Tahiti to have a pig's farm. Actually, it wasn't the case. I had gone to Taiwan then. That was a scheme to avert the enemies by tricking the enemies. Everybody thought I was in Tahiti. And in Tahiti, I created 3 islands. One is called the Tongxing Island. If you read my book, you would know. And then the Tianxi Island and the Yingye Island. Actually, in Taiwan, there are 3 buildings. One is called Tongxing Building. And then the second one is the Tianxi Building in the 7th district. And the last one was the building that I'm staying now, also on the in the 7th district. And every day I went swimming. That's called the Yizi Lake, because in the Tianxi building there was a swimming pool that had the shape of a leaf. That's why I call it the leaf or Yizi Lake. So I was in retreat for 3.5 years here, and I was looking for a hoodlum. And who was that? That was Master Lian Ji. He was jobless and he had nothing else to do. Marichi told me, you had the phone number of this person and you go find him. And I did. And he had no work. And he wasn't an employee. And he wasn't in business at that time. He had no business at that time. So he had no job and no business. And he was just wandering around all day long, every day, like a wanderer. So I eventually found him and called him. And he came and he brought me to stay at his place, and that was the Tongxing building. And then later I moved to the Tianxi building, or Tianxi Island, and then lastly to the Yingye Island. So Master Lian Ji, the hoodlum, So he's like a homeless. He's like a wanderer, but he does have some money. He was like a tramp, a vagabond. So he offered meals to me, and it was the like all you can eat, but at that time it was very cheap. There was like 50 NT dollars a person. So under the care of Master Lien Ji, I lived in Taiwan for 3.5 years. So, you know, when I was young, I remember when the typhoon comes, you know, the sound of the wind and the rain beating against the windows. You know, so I miss that. But Marichi told me that while you were in Taiwan for 3.5 years, no typhoon can reach Taiwan. Right? Master Lien Ji? Really, for 3.5 years there was no typhoon whatsoever. But as soon as I left Taiwan, my one foot was leaving Taiwan and the last foot was leaving Taiwan, going back to Seattle. Typhoon got to Taiwan. But before that, for 3.5 years, there was no typhoon whatsoever. You can check. So one of my disciples was an immigrant officer, and he especially checked that since I got into Taiwan, got in and out of Taiwan for a period of 3.5 years, there were truly no typhoons whatsoever in Taiwan. Not only no typhoon, also no earthquake. Only one thing, and that was SARS. At that time, SARS was really horrible. That the hospitals were guaranteed nobody could get in and out. So I prayed to Golden Mother and I prayed to her to help Taiwan. So Marichi and Golden Mother gave me a small paper bag. But as soon as the bag descended, it became really big and it covered the whole Taiwan, and all the germs were retracted into the bag, and all of a sudden SARS disappeared. So SARS came suddenly and disappeared suddenly. And there has not been any SARS ever since. The germs were all gone. So if you practice Marichi Dharma, it's really incredible. There's the mudra, mantra, Om Mani Ji Soha. With the mantra, mudra, and her look, and you visualize how she looks, that would be incredible. She can really avert many calamities. And then later on, and I went back to America and was in retreat for another 2.5 years there. So 3.5 plus 2.5 years, that's 6 years, right? So I was in retreat for 2.5 years in the US, and it was very nice. I mean, very safe. And as soon as I got out, I won the lawsuit. So this was the calamity due to countries or politics. So this event did happen. So I follow. So when things is going smoothly, there's nothing to be glad about. But when there's so many adversities, there's nothing to be sad about either. Why? Because Marichi Bodhisattva is here and my mom is protecting too. And also my mother in heaven, that's Golden Mother. And Golden Mother is truly important to me. She opened my divine eye. That was truly, truly incredible, remarkable. Golden Mother is truly, truly remarkable. I did not know anything at all before. To perform any rituals, forming any mudras, or foot mudra, or hand mudra. I did not know anything at all. I was a Christian from the Presbyterian Church. I was baptized there. I baptize you with this water in the name of God. And the minister that gave me the baptism. So do you still believe in Jesus Christ? Yes. It's not that after I believe in Buddhism that I don't believe in Jesus Christ anymore, you know? Jesus Christ was from Nazareth. And he went to the Himalaya from Nazareth. And for many years, it was not recorded in the Bible where he was. He actually went to the Himalaya. And he learned the Dharma of the Kagyupa, the white sack. He wore the white robe, the same as those worn by the white sack. And he also wore the Lama robe, which is the same color as ours. And he walked. And the Dharma, the teachings that he gave was no difference from Buddha Dharma. He also showed many miracles. The first one was he transformed water into wine. By blessing the water, it became wine. And he understood Buddha Dharma. He understood the three wheels are intrinsically empty. He taught us to endure. If someone slaps your right cheek, give them the left cheek. That's about endurance, patience. If someone take your jacket, give them your underwear as well. That's endurance or patience. She can transform too the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. So, by continually chanting the name of his guru, he could multiply that to feed so many people. He could walk on water. And he could also resurrect people or dead people and make the blind to see and make the deaf hear. So he had tremendous transcendent power. So Jesus Christ was my guru, my teacher, one of my teachers. So when I left Christianity to enter into Buddhism, Jesus Christ appeared near my bed and told me that the path you walk on is the same as the path that I walked on. So I'm telling you the truth. When I was leaving the Christian church to study Buddhism, Jesus Christ, wearing white, appeared to me in joy and told me that the path you walk on is the same as mine. So what we learn is the lamp in front of the feet of sentient beings, the guiding light of sentient beings. Then the most important thing is to be in union with your utmost, with your yidam. So today, let's continue to talk on Lamdre. If the practice of life redemption does not help, then one needs to practice the transference of consciousness. It's divided into 3. Transference of consciousness by transforming the appearance, shifting the spirit, and by sound. So what is the transference of consciousness by transforming the appearance? This is to be practiced before sleep until definite death omen appears. Invoke your Yidam and Root Guru, which are of the same look, to appear in front of you in the space above. Make offering if you have them. If not, offer with your mind with all earnestness, and repent all samaya breach, whether you realize them or not. Repent all the breach to your samaya. If there is a guru in the vicinity, ask for the main empowerments of the path. If not, perform on your own according to the procedure and offer flourishing offerings and seeds. Also, when myriad forms appear due to transformation of the body form that you get, let go of the body of your yidam. Transform it into your visualized form so that the form of your yidam merge with the form of your consciousness to become one taste. When no phenomena arises, this is the attainment of upholding clarity. So you may not understand reading this excerpt, so let me explain it. When the life redemption Dharma ritual has been performed, but the death omen is still here, then you have to find ways to leave behind your physical body or the rotten sack. And there are 3 ways. The first one is transference of consciousness by transforming the appearance. As I said before sleep I always say, transcending life, leaving behind all sufferings. Namo Amitabha. I invite my mother, my heavenly mother, to be in charge 3 times, and I would recite that every night. That's my practice to be born into the Buddha land. Namo 36,119,500 Buddhas by the same name and identification of Amitabha, Om Ami Devasye. And I would recite it 3 times. May all who recite Buddha Amitabha be reborn into the Western paradise, repaying fourfold generosities from above and aiding those in the 3 realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. After that, I would recite the epithet of the 3 sages of the West. Om Ami Devasya, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Sisiso Soha. Amitabha, Kuan Yin, Bodhisattva, and Mahastama, Bodhisattva. These 3 deities, the 3 sages of the West, and they appear. After I see them appear, I would say Om Ah Hum. The light appears, and I would sleep inside light. I would do it every night before falling asleep. So, what am I praying for? I am practicing that at the time of death, to let go of my body, physical body, that I would leave my body at the tip of my crown. There's a hole at the tip of my crown. Please raise your hand if you have. Raise higher. So, if you have seen it, you have. If you don't, you don't. There's a hole at the top of my crown. So my consciousness will leave from that hole. But at the moment of death, you need to invoke your root guru yidam, and they are one and the same. No difference. You cannot say, oh, I don't want my root guru, I want my yidam. You cannot have this kind of discrimination, because your root guru is the one that taught you about your yidam, either root guru or yidam or any deity. Let me tell you what's going on with me. I hope that Golden Mother will appear. She is my Divine Mother. But Golden Mother may not appear. Why? And also, which Golden Mother? The Golden Mother here at the Lezang Temple? This one? This Golden Mother is in the form of a goddess, or the one upstairs? That's in the form of a Taoist Golden Mother. Or the one on the 6th floor with the white face. Very dignified, very good looking. And the one that appeared to me today was also very good looking, very magnified, very dignified. And there are 3, 4 Golden Mothers, 5 Golden Mothers at my home. And they all in different forms. One with the black face, one with the pink face, and 2 holding celestial peach, and one with the gourd, and one with the celestial duster. They're all different. So I see this and that, and whichever the deity that appears, you cannot discriminate against her. So you pray to Golden Mother, and Golden Mother appears, and you say, "Oh, this one? No, I don't want this one. I want the younger one." Grandmaster, when Grandmaster sees a young and beautiful lady, my blood pressure will rise gradually. However, what should I do? I don't want this deity. This Golden Mother is too old. No, you can't be like that. It's written here. So transforming the appearance. So even when an older Golden Mother appears, she's still dignified. After she appears, then I myself has to be completely of the same look as that Golden Mother. Can you do it? You cannot say that, "Oh, this one's too old, I don't want. I want the one that's in the goddess form of the Taiwan temple. She's rather young." No, please remember, whichever deity appears, you have to become that deity. Say like Golden Mother, Om Jimmu Siddhi Hom, and the home shines light upon you. So Om Ahom, and by use of the light, it transformed to become Golden Mother. So the Golden Mother that you transform into has to be exactly the same as the Golden Mother in the space. And at this time you enter into the body of Golden Mother. Or Golden Mother enters into my body. And this is called the I enter I. And this way you don't have to go through Bardo state, and you can directly go into the realm of Golden Mother. So this is called the transference of consciousness by transforming the appearance. Where is the most beautiful Golden Mother? At my room inside the Tantric Quarter in Seattle, America. This is given by my disciple. And I don't want to show it to anybody that she's mine. But if she doesn't come, you cannot choose. So whichever deity appears, then that would be it. So what happens if Golden Mother doesn't come? Instead, your Guru comes. Then you merge into the Guru. Because Guru, the teacher, the root Guru, represents the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And you can go to the Buddha land directly. If at the time of death Jesus Christ appeared, then that's my God. He's also my Guru. Then I transform to become exactly like Jesus Christ and merge with Jesus Christ. Then you can go to the realm of Jesus Christ. That's also a tremendous Pure Land. He also has great power. So here at Grandmaster's place, doesn't matter what religions you have, Muslims, Christianity, Catholics, Orthodox, Hinduism, Greek Orthodox, whatever religions you have, you can learn and study here with Grandmaster. I don't discriminate against any other religions, and I don't discriminate against anything, any other schools and sects. I believe, like Confucius, he talks about globalization, that the whole world is the same, common. So like Jesus Christ is white, and if you're black and you say, oh no, we're different. Or if you're white and Jesus appears as a black, then you say, oh no. So this transference of consciousness by transforming the appearance, you hope that the yidam, that you have most affinity with the pure, that you can go to this place. When husband and wife are fighting, there are two suggestions for the couple to stop the war. One, we both have to admit that I'm right. And what's the second one? The second one, we both agree that you're wrong. Either we both agree that I'm right, or we both agree that you're wrong. So please don't reason. Don't reason to the, if in church or in temples, that's okay, but never to your wife, because if you start to speak rationally or to reason with your wife, then that's time to get divorced. Or to your boss, then you will be fired. There are some places that you cannot reason rationally. Reason can only be discussed here. So when Simu is talking about reasons or rationally, then I'm always irrational. Then I become the irrational one, because we have to maintain the marriage. There's no use to talk rationally to her because there's no reason. If you want to start to talk about reasons, then she would have many more, and she would stand beside your bed and talking from the beginning of the era, and she would talk from night till dawn. She would have many more reasons. So that's why every time she starts to talk rationally or talk about reasons, then I just listen. The only place I can talk about reasons is here. Xiaoming said that the foreign Christmas songs are really horrible because it sounded like some Taiwanese words. And our own songs are better. Also twist of words of the Chinese song. So every country has their own cultures and customs, but Grandmaster would embrace it all. Grandmaster can sing, but don't sing the love songs. Don't sing about the romance. But you can think that my Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are the blue, blue sky every day. This is to teach you that you have to be open-minded, that longing is empty. And who are you longing for? That's your idam. That's why you can sing this song. So don't be so stuck in the mud. It's dynamic. It's flexible. Only this way you can use it to help people. Then you can reach more people, wider people. Liao Wang, in his old age, died and fell to hell. So if you were faithful to only one woman, then you can drive a Mercedes-Benz. But then if you have two women, then you drive a Toyota. If you have so many women, then you would just ride a bicycle. And he said that, oh, I only left one woman, so he drive a Benz. But all of a sudden, he stopped on the side of the road and cried, you know, Benz is the best car, why are you crying? And he replied, but I just saw my wife, and she's riding a bicycle. So let me tell you, as a Buddhist practitioner, we can just close one eye. Let's learn from Jesus Christ. What did Jesus say? Is to embrace if your wife has followed someone that she loves more than you and left you, and now that person loves your wife more and gives her happiness, then we have to learn the spirit of Jesus. Then you let it go. So that's a modern problem. So that if you have someone you love but you don't get along, then there would be the flying knife. So you want to go separate, then they would be beaten to bruises. But that's not love. If someone loves your wife better and can give her true happiness, then you should wish them well. That would be good. Then this would be right. When we were in the military, we see it in the toilets. They all have gravities on the wall. There are so many flowers. Why are you so attached to just one? So although the person is in the military, but the heart is at home, thinking of the wife at home. So all the gravity on the walls in the military. So you need to understand that true love, it's not by having it, it's not by owning. You can let go. Although you really love her, but someone gives her more happiness, then you should wish them well. Then this would be right. Then this would be able to alleviate the current problems of separate couples, that they become enemies. As Buddhists, it's very important not to have any enemies. The joke, a young couple just had a toddler, and the wife was very teaching the toddler to say Papa, and the husband saw that, was very happy seeing it, that the mom was teaching the toddler to call Papa, to call Dad first instead of Mom. But it turned out that the toddler was just crying and kept calling Papa, Papa, called Dad. And the mom said, hey, your kid is calling you. And then the husband just realized. So one thing, please don't be too scheming. Just be natural. That would be beautiful. Just be it. Just whatever you are, you are. There's no need to be scheming and manipulating. Like Grandmaster, it's okay if you want to come, it's okay if you don't come. If you want to join Tribhuta schools, fine, or not, it's fine. So everything depends on the affinities, it's fine. Grandmaster will not force it or use any tricks or games. So it's just all due to affinity. We just let it be. Always do good, never do bad. And purify your mind. That's all Buddhism. That's Buddhism is all about. So Buddhism is talking about purifying the mind. Once you purified your mind, your speech or mouth, your ears, your body, once you purify your mind, then all your body, speech and mind will be purified. And only because you're purified, you can transform to become Yidam and you to merge with the Yidam. Only once you're purified. Om Mani Padme.